used in one game. Probably any or something. I don't know. But here we have it. VG.Reborn versus EHOME. 2 picks in so far. Drow Ranger IO, VG.Reborn to get that through, and that has been what winning them games. You know, game one, exactly what they ran, and it was very effective.
10 seconds remaining.
EHOME, again, nothing too different from themselves. Disrupted, Timbersaw opening.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
bans as well. There's kind of the same heroes that have been kind of juggled around all series. VG.Reborn going to be able to continue the strength with the Drow strat, picking up Avenge as well. So we're going to, you know, obviously the hero picks up from the side. It's just going to be interesting to see what EHOME do in response to the Drow lineup, which a lot of these Chinese teams, they just seem to be so good running. And it's got to be scary for EHOME. You know, they've got to realize we've let the Drow through, and they've got to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, the first game, it didn't really feel like EHOME. They were still trying to contest the drop, but all it took was really one bad engagement, and then VG Gaming just ran all over them. So I'm hoping EHOME can avoid that situation for the second time around. They're going to have a chance to revise their draft a bit, maybe get a little bit more gap close, some control for the Drow and the IO especially. Like, Disruptor is already a pretty good choice against IO because you can send him back after the relocate. Static Storm is obviously very good.
Elder Titan's there.
Yeah, Elder Titan is still in the pool.
You gotta pick Elder Titan.
I mean, it's definitely a good choice.
I
will never see a lineup and say Elder Titan is bad.
Pick the Doom first. This is interesting. I mean, obviously we saw what. Yeah, it was EHOME had last game, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was who was playing? Old 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was Old 11 Doom
Old 11.
and ISO Timbersaw and Old G. Yeah. So they grabbed the Doom again, and it was good. You know, he had a great game. The Doom. He was farming at the same rate, and it was so good against the Storm, which of course is definitely something that VGR could be contemplating here. You know, they said what they went for in the game one. They had the Drow with the Storm combination. The question is going to be, will the Doom be enough to put off on picking it? Because I without a doubt, I think it's safe to say they were going to be looking to that Storm.
Yeah, it's the Omni hard counter. Like, you can't. I don't think pick Omni into Doom.
But can you pick the Storm into Doom?
I think that's probably better than picking Omni into Doom, especially if your plan is to pick Omni and Storm, because then it just counters both heroes. So Puck is more of an all-in choice. Okay. Obviously, it's going to do very well in the lane against the Timber. Oh no, it's going to be
counter DK.
Yeah, it's going to be ice, Timber, and then most likely DK mid. So safe lane Timber saw.
I think that's from me. They certainly they're kind of building up with a lineup. You know what I mean? These are heroes that the Drow strat. It's not going to be taking them down as quickly as it was in game one with EHOME lineup there.
Yep.
So they're already turning their lineup around this Drow lineup that VG.Reborn going for. And finally, Broodmother, man. That's you never want to see a Broodmother sneak for the end. Even though it would have arguably been unlikely. Because we saw obviously Doom and Timber still being the core, so...
Well, it could have been safe lane Timber, and then just support / roaming Doom.
It could have been. They just swapped around. But most of the time, you know, these teams do like to run the Doom in a core position.
Yeah.
So, but I guess you just don't want any chance of kind of, you know, the surprise Brood hitting you hard.
It destroys their lineup.
Yeah,
like they have almost no wave clear whatsoever. It's only the Puck.
Yeah.
And we're assuming that the last pick is going to be some kind of off lane hero, and this bird is already taken out. You know, we'll have to see what VG Gaming want to go for. But I'm thinking that, you know, normally DK versus Puck heavily favors the Dragon Knight because you just simply tap damage to harass the hero out of lane, and eventually DK is just going to get his farm and start hitting your tower. The other part about the matchup is Puck usually rotates, and when you rotate against Dragon Knight just kills the tier because he pops his Dragon and he hits the tower, and then there's no rebuttal. The tier 1 just dies like prior to 10-12 minutes into the game. So Slardar going to be the choice here for EHOME as a ban. I love that ban because they needed something that is a secondary initiation on top of the Puck.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It would have been a nice kind of frontline hero as well. For as you said, just jumping in, getting the slam down. Or you're looking at 3 heroes. So Doom's going to be building armor. Timbersaw and DK, they've got the passives with the armor build up. So it would have been a direct counter to that indeed. So EHOME now with their final pick. Even though there was a Brood ban, I think you do just assume that this Doom is going to go lane. Or at least be a core position. So I'm more expecting to see a support hero here, but you know things can change. EHOME can indeed adapt to what they feel is necessary to bring into the draft against VG.Reborn. Okay, so it's more than likely. I mean, I guess this is going to be played in the sense that probably old 11 on the axe and he'll go jungle, old Lanham on the Doom. He'll roam about a bit, go into the off lane. Or do you think they'll switch around? It's hard to.
I think Lanham will probably play Doom. That's my guess.
Puck mid lane TA. Let's go.
All right.
Mikasa TA is coming out.
It's Land of Doom.
Okay. Yeah. Land on Doom and 11 acts. Yeah. So it's going to be kind of the similar thing they were doing with the other kind of, But
Man, there are just like curveballs being thrown in this specified series. But I actually like EHOME's lineup because if the axe gives to an early blink dagger, he can be so disruptive during the fight. TI6 follows it up. You have a disruptor as well who can drop the static storm and kinetic field on top of initiation.
Yeah.
And then you also have a Doom. So, obviously there's multiple good Doom targets. You can throw it on the puck, you can throw it on the TA. A defensive save from the rotate the swap is not going to be a thing, but you're still getting rid of a hero from the fight. And that's what matters the most. EHOME, they showed in the last game that they can really abuse how good Doom is during these engagements. So I'm kind of expecting more of the same. On the flip side, VG.Reborn, they ran the Juro strat in game 1. They had a lot of success with it. They won the game in under 30 minutes. We'll see if they can happen to do that again here in game number 3.
EHOME. All towers this game.
Team with the most kills, I would actually say EHOME.
Most runes. We've got a TA. I think I have VG.Reborn on that one. Total number of teleports cancelled by stun. Oh, that's a good one. By 25 minutes? Oh, that is... that's a very particular one as well.
I would say like 1.
I'd say, yeah, I'm going to go with 2. But I think you're right. That's a tricky one to score. Tricky one to score.
Because does a Doom count as a stun? Because you still get your TP interrupted if you get doomed. If you get glimpsed, does that count? Like, I don't know. It's wording.
Count. Yeah. Well, it's foul. They like to be cryptic.
Yeah.
What we have? First attempt on a kill. Moving on top chicken. Old Lan was like, sorry mate, I'm out.
30 seconds to
You took yourself your own grave here. First blood for VGR. Very nicely done as well. And, any time with this kind of lineup, you're looking for action. With that precision aura, it adds up. The extra bit of damage and can allow you to get the beat down. Yeah, nice play from VGR. Great way for them to start the game and just kind of kick off the momentum that they're going to be looking to run with this draft that brought into the game.
And the TA matchup with Aurora up against the Timber should be pretty easy, I think, for Mikasa. It's a lineup that can snowball way harder than the previous iteration of their Juro strat because they actually have a hero who can kill Roshan. Like the TA with Aurora just destroys Rosh. There's nothing that's going to be able to stop them. It's a very low risk. They also have an IO. I'm assuming there's going to be some stacking going on, and we got a dual off lane here starting off from BGR.
Yeah, FY Yang, IO Puck.
I like it though.
Yeah, the Timber Disruptor. And the mid lane was DK. He's going to be up against Mikasa's TA. And Old Man roaming around the side jungle. And we'll see him pop in the lane. And Old 11 getting himself ready for that start off in the jungle here on the axe.
Well, it's going to be up to VGR to kind of dominate the laning phase here. You don't pick multiple range heroes. I mean, they actually don't have a single melee. It's 5 range plus Vengeance Juro.
Absolutely, just taking full advantage of that precision aura.
TI6 is gonna completely suffer down here. Even as a Timber, he's gonna need level 3 or 5 because he wants the 2 or 3 points into react armor can really stay in the lane. But to the point, puck hits extremely hard. It's gonna be a little bit rough here for EHOME early on.
How's the mid lane gonna look?
I do think that Mikasa should still be fine. I don't know if Old Chicken necessarily dies or anything like that because it's there's no disable. And I think that the likelihood of rotation coming in from BGR is pretty low. So I think that it's most likely that, Mikasa and Old Chicken are just going to trade CS. But Sideblade Harass, pretty strong here from Mikasa. He's hitting a lot of them.
Yeah, Old Chicken's got to be careful. And already slight lead indeed for Mikasa on his TA. Now, quick fire. We'll close the gap. Old Lan doing his best to be sneaky and grab those levels from the tree line. Needs to be a little bit careful. Oh, into that. His bottom lane has got to be careful. Yang. Focused down by the Disruptor, but he's fine. Fenrir just trying to do his best to create some space for Ice on this bottom lane. How's the Axe doing? On 11, just about to hit onto level 3 indeed, yeah. He'll grab himself a rune as well, bounty rune, that'll be well received. Gets him up to level 3, and he'll continue his pretty fast jungling pattern, at least at this stage of the game. It's been all good for the Axe in the jungle, and you look at VGR's lineup, unlikely that they're going to be doing anything in terms of disrupting the Axe's jungle progression at this stage.
Yeah, I do think that maybe not addressing Ult 11 directly puts a little more pressure on VGR to just beat the lanes that much harder. But truthfully, Old Chicken isn't doing too bad. There's only 1 CS difference right now, or like 1 or 2 between Mikasa and him in the middle lane, which is fine. The Timber is still fine a decent amount of CS because he can tank almost an infinite amount of creeps under the tower. Like, reactive armor is just going to keep him at full health the whole time. So maybe EHOME are getting enough from this early game.
Yeah. Moving forward again with the orb. Might look for a bit of a kill on to Fenrir. So we've got 1 point in the waning rift though, so not enough nuke damage. Still, they're just bullying this bottom lane. The Puck IO combination, not something we see every day, but at the moment, doing its best to slow down the farm of Ice.
Why? Super low here. Oh, goes down.
Damn.
Alrighty.
This time Ice and Fenrir find themselves the takedown combo. And Jang, he's left alone for the moment being. The first bit of action there for the side. As they come back after losing out to the first blood from that early rotation from VGR before the bell was called at the start of the game.
I think that it's a bit troubling for VGR to lose a hero in a lane at this early stage. Like, the Puck lane with the IO is not really supposed to die. You just want to really heavily pressure. But I guess since Ice, you know, he's not had to support soak any EXP. We saw Old 11 sitting inside of the jungle just doing his own thing. Him getting the earlier points into reactive and being able to just shrug off the harass means that this dual aggressive lane coming out from VGR has suddenly become very ineffective. So, you know, hopefully they can manage to regain their footing here. Old Lanham taking some damage, gonna TP out.
Boy, it's close.
Yeah, he's alright.
He's good. Not quite close enough that won't be able to finish him off. Fenrir making the pulls, controlling the lane here for Ice. He's taking a bit more harassment, but yeah, he's kind of now at that safety point, isn't he? 3 levels in reactive. Couple in the chain. It's going to be very hard for these two to kill him.
There's pretty much no way they can even force him out of the lane anymore. It's just going to be like, okay, you attack me, doesn't matter. I regen all the health in like 2 or 3 seconds, more or less.
And this mid lane, Old Chicken keeping up with Mikasa, slightly behind, but by no means shut down. He's still getting a bit from this lane, this DK, and a fair bit of that.
I mean, it's actually closer than I think it should be. Although, maybe I'm underestimating Breathe Fire a bit. The 35% damage reduction in this lane can be a huge difference. It more than offsets the aura from the Drow, so maybe that's what's kind of tipping the scales in his favor. But End is very close to level 6, so as soon as that happens, Marksman comes out. The aura is going to be buffed significantly. That should be enough to make sure that Mikasa's hitting a tremendous amount of CS, because between Refraction and the Precision Aura, you have a huge amount of damage. Like, he almost hits for 200 at like 5 minutes into the game. That's just insane.
Oh,
That's
why? Was looking for the tether over. He's trying to make it quite up the cliff, but it looks like it doesn't that way. Might be stuck out here. Yeah, FY! Oh no, a tether too short for the man. FY's down. And well, can he set up anything more actually? No, he moves in, gets the call off onto Mikasa.
They can
follow through. But
he kind of needs a point into Battle Hunger if he wants to kill the TA.
Yeah, for the chasing. Yeah, actually, yeah, to get for those refraction charges. That's true. Oh, Chicken gives himself a kill. Mikasa still just trying to play around this Axe. Picks up a DD and Axe. Oh, he's actually got the chop chop. He needs another spin before he can get the chop chop. That FY in the hill.
No spins. Man, that is really unlucky.
What an unlucky map. Meanwhile, Old Lanham. Take out DDC. He has the Ball of Doom. He'll give it.
Very well in there.
Now Ice as well. He's looking for more. Great TP rotation. Can they stop him? It doesn't look like they can. He's moving in. And he kind of back up for End. How deep does Ice want to go? He has 3 in the reactive. Nice silence, and that's enough to spook him. Salving up. They're looking to turn on to Ice. And we've got quite enough control. First Ice is going to be fine at the same time, but lower down Mikasa. Things are moving on to Fenrir, but Dragon Tail. There was Quals as well, getting into position. Mikasa got a bit too aggressive, and they'll bring him down.
I think they're just going to dive this.
They're ready to rock and roll. And they've got an Axe and a Timber ready to frontline. The glimpse back and rips away from his teammates. They'll zip across, take him down. Double kill for 11.
Go on for more.
They're not done. Old 11 and Ice. The big boys moving in. But there's the reaction. Dream Call. He'll get his own call off. Can he get another touch? Oh! Ice. Still doing his best to find the kills, but it's not going to be enough. They play around it. And Axe's bravado will be punished.
Man, they are just going in right now. And Axe doing this much work in the early game without the use of a blink. Like, it's 7 minutes in! Old 11's just running at them. And the funny part is, VGR don't really have a counterplay because there's no swap and no relocate. Like, this Venge is level 2! DDC is level 2 at 8 minutes into the game.
Oh dear.
Alright, things are looking pretty up here at EHOME in the early game.
Top, you're going to make it go onto ice. Have they got enough control? Actually, yes. That's a bit of damage here. Oh, zips across. Yang's actually thinking about moving forward. Needs to be
He's
careful.
getting a glimpse, maybe.
Well, let's see if they do it. They will indeed. Bringing him back. Chakram to follow through, and Yang. Okay, he's got the backup of FY. Jumping in. Yang still playing around. Wants to get the ice kill. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Phase shift dodge. Yang's going to survive. What a play there from the puck. Scored in. Chop. Oh, the creep block. Oh, he's stuck in the trees. Old 11 taken down as well. Oh dear.
Yang, what a player.
8.5k. 8.5k.
That was so good, actually. You know, if it had been the Radiant creep wave, that would have been completely great. Yeah, very nicely done there from the side of VGR. Themselves back in.
Miss. Not good, anything. Please. VGR hot. Put the kills there. Yeah. Just to kind of tier 1 stuff. 6-6 on the board. As we see now at 3 but it's not a big difference. But a very, very close state of the game. But VGR starting to get a little bit of that momentum that they need to find with the Drow lineup. And certainly a bit of a similar flow to what they were able to get in Game 1 with the Drow lineup to see themselves a win against EHOME.
Well, it wasn't like the greatest start for VGR in that game either, to be fair. It was really rocky. And then, you know, they get one good Roshan fight and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we have Drow. We just win the game. So we'll see if they have a similar complexion in this third match in the best of 5 series here. But I'm kind of feeling like EHOME have more to say in this game. You know, they have a Blink Dagger timing that's going to be coming up on Old 11. He's only about 8 away. He's been very active in early game, involved in half the team's kills. Most of the time, you don't see a lot of rotation until the Blink Dagger is actually available. But Old 11 not wanting to sit on his laurels for too long. And I really like this build from Lineham as well. He went for the Casual Buckler. He ate an Ogre as well, so he's got the Ice Armor. It's going to help a ton against the lineup of VGR, who is, once again, almost entirely comprised of physical DPS.
Let's see what goes on here in the mid lane. EHO.
Relocate bottom.
Hello, size. They've caught him out. They've brought him down. VGR. As you said, with the relocates that are necessary to find these kills onto the hero there. Otherwise, it's in a lot of trouble, but it's a good glimpse though. It's going to catch Mikasa back out post relocate. There's any way to play around this. He's going to try and go for a Fenrir kill, but Old Lemon says, no, don't hit Fenrir, hit me. So, oh, Mikasa tries for it with a final meld hit. Is he going to make it? And they will find the kill in return after losing Ice on that bottom lane EHOME.
Dire's top tower is under
A little bit
attack.
of a missed dunk there from all of them, but in the end they still get the kill, so it's really all that matters. And with that, you know, Blink Dagger is coming out extremely soon. Has it right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think this is going to be the point in the game where VGR have to really be playing well. Like, they have to outmaneuver. They really need DDC to get 6. They've been prioritizing him ever since, you know, we talked about him only being level 2. Since that point, he's managed to recover to level 5.5. Once he gets 6, they're going to have that defensive swap. They're going to have the relocate on FY. And then they can actually go for counterplays. Because before that point, you know, if that Blink Dagger somehow manages to come out before DDD 6, the game is, like, so hard. Because then you have to worry about Blink Initiation into, like, Static Storm and whatnot, or a Doom, perhaps, and then you more or less just lose the fight at that point. But I'm looking at this right now. Double Blinks coming out, one for the TA, one for the Axe. Everything available that you need is up for both teams. Like, they have all their core items.
They really do. Both teams are in position to bomb. It's just going to be a question of who looks to take first. Old Chicken just a few away from finishing off the armlet. He'll want to get that done before they go for a full-out push. Full-out. Look to fight next time round. Casa. And this rune in the bottle, as you said. The Blink Dagger out for her as well.
Now the puck has his as well, so
Yeah, double blink now done.
I think,
Dire's
as they say,
bottom
stuff
tower
is about to go
under
down.
attack.
Not actually buying us. Oh, never mind. FY already has a smoke. Okay. I was gonna say, they didn't buy a smoke as soon as the blink came out, though. One of the supports already has one in their inventory. Should be go time for VGR and EHOME alike.
Let's see what EHOME can find. Old man, it's going to be one to lead the way. Oh, shoot. VGR coming in, smoke on smoke. Yan, where's the only? But oh no, he doesn't get it off. Immediate reaction over the side. DDC finds the swap and relocated out. VGR keeping themselves alive, but the puck still falls. Two drop down onto Casa and EHOME, focusing towards the TA. There's a buyback from the Axe. He's going to try and get himself back into the fight. Ice cutting for well. Timber chain across. They found themselves a second kill. FY and the boys need to get themselves out of there. Terribly across. He will keep himself alive. Will they be able to catch anything else out here? Doesn't look like EHOME can that gap, but they find themselves the 2 kills, and as we saw, they just puck a little bit slow to react as the smoke dispelled, and EHOME absolutely there, you know, lightning reactions with the static storm and the Berserker's call blink in to make sure nothing happens. They did use the Axe buyback, overall coming out with a favorable trade.
The buyback was so fast, like Old 11 almost bought back immediately when he died. I know that Roshan is always going to be something that VGR are looking to, and maybe that's why he felt like he had to buy back. Because otherwise, if the fight manages to go VG's way, then just lose Roche for sure.
Jump in, Dream Course going to be on the Ice. Silence support chicken, so he can't really help out. Ice tries to tether away. But the Timber Chain, but the snapback on the core is going to take him. And Ice, you know, for a Timber game, she has died a few times here, 14 minutes in, and they're going to use that open. They're going to head straight into the Roshan pit. And as we saw there before, EHOME were desperate to try and stop this from happening. The question is, can they do it without a Timber Saw in the game for 15 seconds? And look at the speed that VGR are taking it. I think the answer is no, Andy.
Yeah, this is Vichi's like strongest suit is the fact that they can kill Roshan. So that's very low risk. So Mikasa gets his hand on the Aegis there. Templar Assassin with the 2 lives. EHOME have to back. Can no longer fight this.
Yeah, they're blinking away. They've got to be careful. They're going to be scared. Mikasa leading the way. And Roasted charges will be taken out by the Battle Hunger. Static Storm. They catch them out. They catch them out with the Aegis though. And swapped out by DDC. They'll move in. They're going to take the TA at least once, and they will. Aegis now pop. Can they actually find themselves anything out of this one? Old Lanham and Ice trying to chase forward for the winning Restana. Ice starts in trouble. Mikasa jumps across. The right clicks fly in. Take out the Timber Saw. Again, EHOME, they're losing the fight pretty heavily here. Can they give themselves anything more? VGR Magic Missile onto Fenrir. He'll glitch back the bench, but that doesn't matter. Caster's going to be the one to finish off the job. Triple kill on the TA. And EHOME, they lose a fight, they lose Roshan, and then they go on to lose another fight. This is now the momentum that VGR were hoping for. And EHOME, they're getting to a point where they've got to do something to stop it, because VGR are starting to rush game.
I mean, their initiative is just so crazy now. With the multiple blink, the relocates, the swaps, they're just... No way EHOME can really avoid the engagement if you're running at them. They just have to be able to get out faster. Like, they even spot out Old 11, they want to go on this. I mean, clearly, Old 11 is a little bit too far away at the moment. But they're completely thwarting EHOME's item progression. They're not doing anything out of the map. VGR are the ones who are pressuring. They throw Roshan, they go, and they just go forward.
Oh, 2-man recall into the silence. Here comes Mc... Trying to focus on what's the backup is there for EHOME, but is he going to be enough? More chin. No, take it down. I don't do anything to... They are just bringing out the plays, as you said, jumping and looking for every opportunity to find kills, and EHOME, they're just getting caught off guard each and every time, even when all teams there to potentially back them up.
There's so much momentum going right now for VGR. They just have a very good understanding of how their team lineup functions. You know, we talked about in the first match, the Juro, and the Chinese seem to love this zone. It's going right now and how powerful it can actually be. Like right now, End is working his way to KD. He's almost got it on top of the Yasha and the Dragonlance. Oh, and it's 16 minutes into the game, and the guy has this much farm.
Oh, relocate to room. Old Lanham. And they are trying for this with just a poke and denial. I say that. There comes Mikasa for the finishing blow.
Even with like the casual buckler and the ice armor, he still just cannot stand to the damage. I don't really know what they're supposed to do at this point. They're relying so heavily on like a really big axe call from Old 11. Like he finishes the blade mail, for example, gets the call. But even if that happens, you still have relocate, you still have swap. Like there are ways that Vici can play around this. And they're going for all the towers now.
Old 11, oh, Dream Call drops down. Old 11, doesn't even get the chance to cast Berserker's Call.
Yep.
VG.Reborn. They are stepping it up to the max here in this grand finals against EHOME.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And I think from what we've seen so far in this series, the other team, whoever ends up dropping this game, the other teams from the other regions in the wildcards, they're going to be scared. Because this China region really is, they're just pulling out the big both sides of games. So nice swap from DDC keeping Yang Eye. FY's with the heals on the IO, and they just can't find any of the kills. In fact, Yang takes them down 2 of them already. They're jumping for more. Lanham's trying to find something. They just can't take him out. FY keep it alive. They'll put him back with the gun. They're just going to try and take it down. Oh, Lanham's trying to move in, but the damage reduction for the IO is too much. He can't do it. VG.Reborn.
This is a murder now. Like it's just getting way too out of
control. It just doesn't stop.
The gold and experience lead, like the gold is in excess of 12,000 right now at 18 minutes, and the experience is making its way towards 10k. This is just unmitigated disaster from EHOME. They had a couple of nice early engagements, and I have to give credit to End. He had this really clutch gust in the enemy woods where he hit 3 people by where the tier 1 in the bottom lane used to be, and it stopped Landon from being able to get off his doom. I'd say that gust kind of put them in this position where they had already taken Roshan. We saw how effective they can snowball the momentum off the Roshan in the first game, and they just never take their foot off the gas.
Let's just look at the individual network. You got an IO, FY, has a mech done.
He's got more net worth than the Timbersaw safe lane. Like, what?
FY.
They have to ban Dro, right? Like, they can't let this hero through again.
It really seems like Drow's just insta-winning the Chinese region. The teams are just so good with using it. And now Drow, 19 minutes in, BKB Yash, your Dragonlance. You've got the Desolator and Blink finished on Mikasa. They're just going to go in for the finishing blow. EHOME needs to win this fight, otherwise they might well tap out.
Yeah, this is a little bit much. They're going to go to the high ground here.
There you go, the setup immediately good.
Oh my god.
Fenris out. The old chicken silenced up as well. He's not going to be able to do anything himself, and he's gone. 2 out. Just like that. It's quick, it's painless.
Oh, Jesus. So you're playing in the Chinese qualifiers, and you don't ban Dro because you can counter it.
That seems to be like.
And then VGR pick Dro, and then you lose.
Hold 11, here comes Mikasa, open wide. Oh man.
I wouldn't even say that EHOME's plan was necessarily bad. It's just that these lineups that Vici run with the hero make it so that if you get like 1 Roche and you have 1 good team fight, you just win the game. Like,
Radiant's middle tower is
the
under attack.
title of this lineup is ridiculous. I really like the touch of the TA as well. Like, we noted that Storm was still in the pool, and I think that he has been a way worse pick. Like, after seeing what the TA played out, just allowing them to get such a safe and secure Roshan, and they're deciding.
Yeah, here we go. Dream Color for 2, Mikasa kills 1 now. He's going to kill a second. Fenris out. Static Storm will be there, but M-Pot the BKB doesn't care. Silence on twice outside, forcing him back. Now, looks toward Old Chicken. They'll be able to keep themselves alive, but the rest of the team, it's a different story. Axe is now back in for VGR. Take down the tower, he does the racks. Oh, in they go, ice. He's got to be so careful at the same time. DK will jump in, hold 11. They'll finally kill the Drow, but it doesn't matter. Meld it from Mikasa, he may move in for even more. He's contemplating it. They'll look for the objectives though, potentially now. They're actually going to back out. Okay, play it safe. They did lose the Drow. And that is a fair bit of damage output, obviously taken away from the side with the Drow gone. But still, I mean, not by no means a bad fight for the side. It's not accounting the other kills there. Good old fight recap.
I mean, getting N killed there was probably the best that could have happened. Because he's the one who pretty much enables the push. Even if it's like TA and everyone else on the side of Ichi, they lose a huge chunk of damage as soon as that Dro dies, just because of marksmanship and the precision aura combination. So, slowing the push enough to force Vici to think twice about sticking around, and they'll have to wait for him to respawn. Roshan gonna see the timer in about a little less than a minute. And I think that EHOME, if they give away this Aegis, it's going to be a slow siege. Well, truthfully, it won't be that slow of a siege, just because of how much damage they do. But, I don't know, man. Like, just look at the net worths. It's insane. Like, the DK has 7,500. The Wisp has 7,200. Like, come on.
Wow, that's just dumb.
FY has a mech, arcanes, earn, full-on, bottle, 22 minutes in. And this guy was in a off lane, as I...
Yeah, here we go. Time to party again. Dream call onto 2. Gunners follows through as well. And here we have some damage. Something. Chicken will get a stun onto Mikasa. It's not going to delay the inevitable. The swap back slide down. Ice got his blood stun.
I mean, the DK has buyback, but I'm not entirely sure how much that's going to matter. I think he's also going Blade Mail. He decided to pick up a Chainmail, or maybe he just wants to go ADC. I'm not even sure if there's one item that's going to really matter that much on the side of EHOME.
There's a buyback here.
Oh, there's a Blade Mail on the axe.
They may need to help this drought. Ooh, okay, here we have it. Magic Missile.
Oh, the relocate. Perfect.
Save. Yang does get chopped down though. They've lost the puck. VGR. Oh, don't want to go really back. Yeah, buyback on the puck. Trying to get him into the fight here. He's on his way down the mid lane. They really want to just... I mean, that buyback, I guess they want to just finish it. Or at least get Roche. Roche is nearly back up.
Yeah, that's a short respawn. That's a really good thing for VG.
Dream call back up in 10. So, if they can kill some of these heroes, I mean, obviously Hoodie's, but it's just the DK. Yeah, it's just the DK. You kill the DK against, you know, obviously you're already in a very good position, VGR, but you're in an even more disgustingly far ahead position if you can kill that Dragon Knight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I guess the question is, you know, what's the perfect engagement for EHOME? The axe hits a multiple hero call, I guess? But that's going to be a really tall order.
Yeah, it's cool into static stun, really.
But we saw how fast FY reacted to the last fight.
Yeah,
like,
FY's position has been absolutely on point.
But that's one of the bigger issues, right? Like, EHOME's lineup, they only have one real form of initiation. I suppose the Dragon Knight had to blink too, but you kind of need to like jump on the Wisp and the damage dealer at the same time. So either Mikasa or I suppose End are the two best targets outside of that. But I think the axe has to go on the Drow because you need the Blade Mail to be able to deal damage. Even with the BKB activated, obviously Blade Mail still reflects a decent amount, and with Roshan being such a short respawn, VG are going to get it for free. There's no way that EHOME are going to get here in time. They're just trying to find some kind of farm out on the map where they know that most likely the Dire team is doing something like this. But they just can't stop it. It's too difficult.
VG. Aegis on Mikasa. Manta star now complete. Just from strength to strength. It's level 60 as well. Not that that really matters too much at this point. And the line is drawn straight down the middle. At least that's the call from Old Lemon. He said this is what they're going to do. Indeed, he's bang on.
Can I just say how impressed I've been with Mikasa throughout this qualifier? Like,
he's had a few bad games.
Yeah, but
overall,
it's usually like,
overall, yeah, you can't take anything away from this guy.
He usually has bad games when any player I feel like would have bad games.
After doing the initiation onto it, I'm going to be able to take him down once, but immediately Yang jumping in. Dream Coil onto both Old Lanham and I think I'll lose to 2. 4 onto 3, they need to start finding kills. And swaps out there, that's going to allow him to turn around, take down the Drow. Drow will get himself double kill. And looking for Roll Chicken, BKB silence up, chomping through Fenrir, one more touch, but no, keeps himself alive. VGR maybe struggling here with this fight, and Berserker's call is there, the burst down. Okay, the defense is looking good. Well, I say that DK did get found out, they back up. So by all means, not the end of the road for VGR, but they are losing heroes. Blink from Yak. Ooh, okay, that's big. Alright.
That was a very solid defense, but honestly, that was the first time we've seen VG actually get out of position. That was the 3-in call. Yeah. There's no reason why the Drow... Yeah, the Drow should never be standing next to the IO, like, ever. The whole purpose of having the IO and the Venge is to make sure you have 2 heroes sitting on the backline who can go for a defensive relocate whenever, you know, they decide to go aggressive. But that positioning allowed EHOME to defend. If they just go for the standard, have the Drow and the TA hitting on the towers on the, or not the tower, but the Raxes on the high ground. You can split up, put one on the range, one on the melee, and then have one save for each of them. Then EHOME engaging becomes significantly harder. But because they all walk up into this kind of choke point, and maybe it would bit on Mikasa, like going the high ground really fast and trying to deal a little bit of damage, that they got too clumped up and they punished hard for it.
Does Mikasa just farm up for BKB, or what's the call really next for TA?
BKB is
a fair bit of money.
It's not bad, I suppose. Stops the timber damage, stops the disruptor damage. You can still get doomed, but Blade Mail is going to be an issue, I think, no matter what.
That's true.
So yeah, maybe BKB. I like it. If your idea is to end the game,
yeah, it's a great game anyway.
Yeah, then I think 10-second BKB would be solid.
Now VGR not looking too keen on going straight again for another play. They'll be happy just working out some of these next few items. Yang starting to build up the gold again. Silk Crest now finished by the bench. See what the next call is going to be. They're just going to head to top, start to start laying out this. This is getting a little bit too close for comfort. As Mikasa's sitting on the 3.5k, yet to spend it. So maybe indeed just look at for the 3.975 so he can pick up a straight out BKB. Dagon is actually going to be the pickup for Yang as he proceeds with his build.
And I suppose at this point, VGR might be feeling a little bit more cautious about just running into EHOME, because it doesn't take more than like 1 or 2 more fights like that to where EHOME could potentially bring themselves back into the game, because you're giving away a lot of net worth whenever you fail a push like that and you're losing like multiple heroes, especially against something like Doom. So I'm feeling right now that VGR, it could be a little bit before they decide to push again. They do have the 10 on the TA, and end speed is still 8 seconds. So perhaps they feel like this is enough. But I feel like the safest thing to do is wait for another Roshan. Okay. But I suppose they want to try to go. I mean, their lineup is technically stronger at this point in the game, so taking a fight isn't out of the question. It's just, it might be a needless risk.
Jump on that. That's going to be the west side of the right, the drag for now. That was all chicken. Look for the setup. I mean, he's got the back line. Because he jumps and he's being zoomed up though. The BKB was out in time, but he's got to be careful. Now, moving in as well with end on the Jeff pummeling into them, but the position, you've got to be careful as DDC drops low. Still forcing them forward, and okay, the puck jumping in. Yang zaps down one. They'll find themselves another old chicken. Gets the stun off onto Yang. They'll take down the puck here. Buyback for Doom. Keeping Mikasa alive though. It's still looking good. Magic Missile to control the level. Mikasa comes in for the finishing touches. Now on side. He'll kill himself. VGR. They still found the fight that they've wanted. Unless down the pressure they can punish. No. Back double on the 3 now. Currently dead on EHOME. Old Lannon's there, but he himself, he's going to buy back for this hole. Or at least what he can attempt it. And a fortification by some time, but this might be deads. Like DK and Axel is dead for too long. Their initiators are both dead. And there's no disruptor ultimate, no Doom. Oh, Lannon, yeah, he's just going to be so careful. He's come a little bit too close for comfort. Old Lannon's gone, that's the dieback.
That's got to be this game, right?
Yeah, GG's called by that. It was all too much for EHOME and VGR with quite a performance indeed.
Very impressive stuff. I mean,
without
just ban Dro. He is just ban it. It's not worth letting it through the draft. Just offers so much to VGR. I mean, I wouldn't even be okay with EHOME making it themselves. Yeah, absolutely. I just think that the hero, the way that the Chinese teams run it, it's just constant aggression. VGR opened up with the IO and the Dro. 2 games, they got 2 victories. They're fixing Brook. EHOME have to adapt. They can't just continually let this through, because it seems like they play the lineup extremely well. It's not even about the hero combination. It seems to be like the comfortability with it. And VGR just have that. So if you're in the situation